The following segment is sponsored by North Star Financial and Retirement Planning.
Having an inheritance can make a big difference in your life, but the generosity of loved ones can also create challenges, even a bit of a headache. Joining us now are George Fossing and Zach Jenkins. They're part of the team at North Star Financial and Retirement Planning, a local area firm that focuses on preparing people for a successful retirement. George and Zach are also popular radio show hosts, joining us in the studio this morning. Welcome.
Good morning, Margaret.
Good morning. Well, inheriting money or a house can really make a difference in somebody's financial situation. What does a person need to do if they find out they're getting that kind of inheritance?
Well, one, it's kind of a windfall for people. They're only going to get once. I didn't do too well in the lottery.
No.
Did you?
No, not yet.
So anyway, this is an opportunity for people. Our parents pass away and things are left over and we get them, and really what you do with them is up to us. So we really tell people, listen, you got to do this right, and would encourage, like, basically find a financial advisor, somebody to talk to. You want somebody to help with your tax situation, right? That's a big deal. We'll talk about a little bit more. And legal. You want to make sure things are taken care of and upright.
Well, yeah, and it could get messy. Things can go wrong, and that's not the first thing anybody thinks about, but what should people be prepared for there?
We've seen that quite often. You hear the horror stories, people coming in, like, this fell apart, this happened over here, creates disharmony in the family, and it's really very dangerous out there, too. Also, we're talking about most people inherit an IRA or 401k from their parents, and there's always money left over. And really, it's just amazing how many people just cash them out right away and really don't look at the tax situation before they do it. So there's a lot. It's basically a minefield out there. Yeah, you got this big windfall, like, great, let's go do this and we can do that, and all of a sudden you realize the tax man comes next year and you go, oh, you owe taxes on this, this, and this. And
you're good at staying ahead of the rules, because when somebody inherits an IRA, rules have recently changed, haven't they?
They have. Just a few years ago, the government said, hey, you've got to actually take this out over a certain period of time. So now, rather than being able to do what's called a stretch IRA and stretch those distributions out over your lifetime to minimize those tax liabilities, people have to actually take the distributions over a 10-year period. And if you think about when most people inherit money from their parents, they're probably in their 50s or 60s in their highest income earning years. So because they've got to take it out in equal distributions over 10 years, by that 10th year completely clean it out, they're having to pay a lot more in taxes, which means they're keeping a lot less of what was left to them in those IRAs.
A little example would be somebody who's on Social Security. You're retired, collecting Social Security, and all of a sudden you inherit this IRA. That's all reportable income. That's taxable income. So all of a sudden you got this windfall, you cash it out. Guess what? Your Medicare premiums are going to double or triple. Your Social Security is going to be taxed at a higher level. Taxes on it, it could be a real problem. People don't find out till later, and that's the real issue.
And proper planning can make such a huge difference for people. We've talked about this. There are trillions of dollars out there in these pre-tax plans and these IRAs that people inherit. Who do you think's licking their chops? The government, right? Just saying, hey, we're going to be able to create a lot of tax revenue off of this. So by doing proper planning, you can keep more of that money that's left to you.
And these are the reasons why, you want to talk to a financial advisor if you get an inheritance, a major step. Anything else before we go to keep in mind?
Yeah, well, the big thing, too, in our office, we handle that stuff. We do retirement planning. It's not just the investments. We have the attorney, Wade. We've got our CPA, Travis Smith, in there as well to handle everything out there, too. And a consultation doesn't cost anybody anything, just to come in and listen and learn. But you definitely don't want to just take it, I'll handle it myself, or have my neighbor do it for me. I'll do what he did. That can be dangerous. This is your chance. You want to keep as much of that as you can.
Yeah, protect yourself. Put yourself in the best situation you can.
Well
Very
said.
important conversation to have. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having us, Margaret.
For those of you at home, if you're currently retired or getting close to retirement and you'd like to learn more about how to help protect and grow your hard-earned savings and investments, North Star Financial has a great offer for you. Right now, until October 30th, they're offering a complimentary, no-obligation investment portfolio and tax planning review. This will allow their team to schedule a phone call, video call, or future in-office meeting so they can speak with you personally and provide you with a roadmap going forward. The number to call now, area code 864-309-8146.